I just spilled on me. All right, happy Friday, America. So, how's your Civil War going? Huh? I know it's crazy out there. I nearly got hit by a cannonball. It's good to see Brian Stelter found work. Call me, Brian. But once again, let's look at what the media defines as harm versus what real harm is. You probably didn't hear about the machete attack in New York 2 days ago. That's right. I said machete. Who knew we live in the Brazilian rainforest? But there was a machete attack in New York. And get this, it was a repeat machete attack by a repeat machete attacker who'd been arrested many times, including for attacking people with, you'll never guess. That's right, machetes! She also attacked people with bear spray, which is only supposed to be used on Bret Baier. He actually likes it. Ugh. Pervert. But the psycho must be wondering, what's it gotta take to get arrested in New York? She must be getting machete elbow, for Christ's sake. Oof. So days after being released, this young black woman was out on the street again and attacked an older black doorman. Not much of a story, of course, because, well, the variables are all wrong. She's not extreme MAGA. And besides, jail cells are for Steve Bannon and guys who dress as Vikings at the Capitol. And how about the fiend who shot and killed 4 people in Memphis and then smiled like it was his high school yearbook photo and he had just been voted class clown? This ghoul was also a repeat offender. He'd been previously charged with attempted murder, but that was downgraded. So he's back on the street faster than Hunter Biden's last date. But I guess we'd hear more about it if he was extreme MAGA. But he's not. And besides, like Alec Baldwin, they'll just blame the gun. Too soon? Because remember, the real war is between MAGA and democracy. You know, it's like when Jaws made people scared of sharks, when easy bake ovens were a far greater threat. Oh, wow. I must be old. Am I really older than the audience? Oh, God, I'm gonna need some relief factor. Anyway, you see what happened in Las Vegas? Huge story. A notable investigative journalist, which rules out Kilmeade. This journalist was found stabbed to death. Now, this is the kind of story that enrages journalists. One of their own gets taken out for speaking truth to power. He'd been actively writing about Vegas corruption and was stabbed to death by someone he pissed off. You know, it sounds like a scene right out of Casino or Cat's Honeymoon. But he helped catch his own killer. The killer's DNA was found under the victim's fingernails. So I guess this is what Biden was warning us about. These extreme MAGA types lashing out at our media and our Democratic leaders. Except, well, the accused killer is actually a Democratic leader, a Democrat politician in Vegas. So no wonder the media abandoned the story like it was Ashley Biden's diary. A lot of important tips on bathing in there. That's vague enough. Right? Now, if you read the headlines or skim the articles, you'd never know the killer is a Democrat, which I totally understand, because whoever writes the article has to figure that the killer will probably be out of jail in mere months. And we know how the killer feels about journalists who write bad things about him. So really, there's no need to rub his nose in it over being a Democrat. Just call him an official. Now, you think a Republican would get the same treatment if he murdered someone? They're way ahead of me. You're right, but you knew that. Fact is, the paper that the dead journalist worked on was one of the few Republican-owned papers. So this attack was not just against one reporter, but an entire staff, a paper. And the media doesn't give a because they aren't on the same team. So they erased the political affiliation like it was a biological woman. Now, making crime funny. It's hard. Now, if the situation were reversed, then you would know the headline. Republican murders brave journalist. Sorry, no, it would be extreme MAGA, murders journalists, women and minorities hit hardest, experts blame Trump, and climate change. And it would be woven into the fantasy of this so-called MAGA civil war. It would be the initial volley of the brewing battle. Even Joe Biden would have his pants at half-mast. Patriotic. But since the story doesn't fit that criteria, it heads to oblivion like Crystal Pepsi and Dan Rather. There's no political capital to be gained when a journalist is murdered by a Democrat. And now in comes Obama, who will gleefully ignore all this mayhem like he did with ISIS. He'll also say the threat to this country isn't crime. It's people who don't vote for Democrats whose policies lead to more crime. It's not all the senseless murders you see. It's the complaints about the senseless murders. So remember when the media was happily hoodwinked by Jussie Smollett? They embraced the hoax despite its absurdity. Well, it's happening again, but at a far greater scale. The media now portrays the country as a colossal Smollett, just waiting to be attacked by imaginary racists in red hats. It's a hoax like the others, but that won't stop them. Smollett has become the unofficial spiritual leader of the Democratic Party by giving the party a roadmap that runs right through MAGA country, stoking fear through fabrication of an enemy. So now we're living in a war of the worlds version of hate crime hoaxes. And the media will always defend the hoax, saying, well, it's true somewhere, if not here. And while that's happening, this is happening in Illinois. Another state gets rid of no cash bail because, it's been a rousing success everywhere else. Here's what that means.
It abolishes cash bail for almost every offense. This includes, but isn't limited to, kidnapping, armed robbery, second-degree murder, drug-induced homicide, aggravated DUI, threatening a public official, and aggravated fleeing and eluding. Offenders released on electronic monitoring have to be in violation for 48 hours before law enforcement can act. They could almost drive to Alaska before we can even look for them. It denies victims their constitutional rights. And keep this in mind, businesses and homeowners. Officers will no longer be able to remove trespassers from your residence or your businesses. Someone could decide to live in your shed, and all we can do is give them a ticket. You have to decide what level of force is required to remove them and whether or not it's legal.
Oof, thank God I don't own a shed. I think that's the lesson we all learned here. But it is amazing. A killer can drive to Alaska before cops can even look for him. I hope Jamie Lissow has some spare bedrooms. It's the only person I know who lives in Alaska besides Sarah Palin. And we don't talk much. Sarah and I were, split apart. Now, political leaders, they have one job: to maintain order so you can live a somewhat secure life. And here they reject it under the assumption that such laws don't work for certain people, which is racist. But then they call you racist for complaining about it. So what's this mean? Well, while the Democrats chase down phantoms in red hats, you'll see more violence and more death from actual living, breathing criminals. And it proves that what happens in Vegas won't always stay in Vegas, because all the Dems do is bet on red. Let's welcome tonight's guest. She's our overall favorite guest, as in guest that wears overalls. That was funny, guys.
It was.
Fox Business anchor Tegan McDowell. Please believe us, his name is Jesus, the great social scientist and YouTube extraordinaire, Hotep Jesus. He may be the only person better off wearing a barrel. Don't you remember those cartoons, guy in the barrel? Wow, I'm old. Founder of the LoftusParty.com, Michael Loftus. And in for Cat. He's so bright he gets a tan by looking in the mirror. Co-host of Fox and Friends First, Todd Pyro. I want to go to you first, Michael, because as a homeless person, you must be terrified living on the streets when you see the constant recidivism. If somebody can come out and take your blanket and then get arrested and then come back out and then take your pants.
That's what makes it totally scary.
Yes.
Repeat machete lady.
I
That's
know.
horrible.
I know.
And bear spray too. You know she's doing the blind then whack.
Yeah. So she's been thinking about it.
I don't like any of it.
No, you don't.
No, people need to
That's
go to jail.
a daring statement.
Right, and you see what's coming with Chicago and all of Illinois.
Yeah.
It's like they're just planning on a live action role play of The Purge.
Right, yeah.
You know, you can practically hear the people at U-Haul counting the money. Well, we need more people. More people are leaving. More people are leaving. Sign them up. Sign them up.
Can't this be stopped?
They're going to have to stop it. They really are. And it hurts everybody. I even feel bad for the illegal immigrants coming to America when they find out they're going to Chicago.
Yes.
Right?
You know what? The mayor said that. Do you know the mayor, Lightfoot, said that it's cruel and unusual punishment for them to come to Chicago?
It is. Can you imagine? You leave Venezuela, you're marching through the jungle, you survive snake attacks, and then there's drug dealers trying to keep you, and then machete people, you go across the desert with no water, you finally get to Texas, you're like, we made it to the land of milk and honey. You're going to Chicago.
Yes. Oh, my God.
I'd be like, isn't there room on the New York bus? I could get in the overhead. I can scrunch it. We're tiny people. We're tiny.
All right, Hotep, great to see you. First time I met you.
Hey, it's a pleasure to meet you,
I
man.
feel like I know you because I watch so many of your podcasts and your streaming and all that stuff. It's great. What do you make of this current situation? You talk about this stuff all the time.
Don Lemon once said that the greatest terror threat in America is white men. Mm-hmm. And usually he doesn't tell the truth, but at that point he was right, because that white man looks just like Joe Biden.
Don't you love, though, that he's now the law and order president? I love that it seems to be working for him.
When was he not the law and order president?
Yeah.
I got uncles in jail right now because of him.
But now he's disowned that part of him. He's changed.
Yeah. You know, with the socialists, what they like to do is create chaos. Mm-hmm. And chaos brings necessity.
Yeah.
So they can come in and he can lock everybody up. He's going to bring out like an international police is what I believe. But if you think he's gotten started, you have seen nothing yet.
Well, what's the next step? Are you weaving a conspiracy?
I am. I really believe that they want to make things so destitute and so dangerous that they'll have to, you know, they said fund the police, right? He finally said it.
Yeah.
They're going to 10X that. They're going to bring them in from other countries, whatnot, and turn us into a complete police state. I don't listen to Alex Jones, though. Well,
you know, he speaks some sense. I'm going to buy a big canister of grain. Seeds. Do you ever see... You don't see the commercials where they sell a big canister?
Yeah, but you don't have a shed, so where are you keeping the damn seeds?
You need a shed.
You need a shed.
I hate everybody. Except you, Todd. Except you, Todd. What do you make of this? What are your thoughts? I know you've been up since 2 in the morning.
I don't know where I am again, as always. On the Illinois story, I love how the Illinois state legislature is like, we think Chicago's too safe. We want it to be like the Big Apple, so what can we do? Again, bail reform, nobody in jail for any amount of time. But on the front of the media, which is the marketing arm for the Democratic Party, they know that the only way Republicans lose this election is if they don't focus on crime and the economy. Those are the two things Republicans need to focus on. Republicans getting a little distracted, taking the bait from the Democrats on extreme MAGA, abortion, and stuff like that. But the Democrat-run media knows if they do stories about crime, it puts crime in the ether. And with the 2 months leading up to the election, they know they can't afford that, or Democrats get whooped in the midterms.
Yeah, this is a political, and it seems to be working in the sense that, I mean, like, well, it's easy for it to work as the media is, you know, again, amplifying it. What do you think, Dagan?
That you don't need to watch television to know how bad it is in our nation's cities, because you can see it when you walk out of your front door. I mean, we've been experiencing this since the riots of 2020. Number one, if there's ever anybody in your garage or your laundry room, just give me a call. I'll get them out.
Yeah?
Just with a look.
Yeah.
And a smirk.
Yeah.
I've been carrying a hammer
Really?
to work in my purse, which my father told me. He was like, you better have some picture hangers in that purse with you in case you get stopped for hitting somebody up the head with it.
That's true.
Because-
Carry a painting with you
Right.
at all times.
Like,
Then pull out the hammer and smack him.
Yeah, no, but like a little. You need some picture hangers and a little photo because you need a reason to be carrying the hammer with you. Why are you? I'm dead
That's
serious.
hilarious.
I'm dead serious.
I love that
think
your
about
dad
these
gave you
things
that advice.
when I walk out of the house. But just a reminder that the real threat to the republic is Donald Trump with the files and the folders and the documents he took to his house. Think of the hell he will bring upon this nation with paper cuts. They sting. They get sore. What if they get infected? That's horrible.
By the way, how dare paper cuts hurt more than anything, right? It's because you got the science. This area is very sensitive. That's how you touch things. So when you run it along a piece of paper, it's worse than getting stabbed in the eye. By the way, I wonder if your dad's logic works with a nail gun. Like if you had a nail gun, because then you could fire the nails.
Yep.
But you could say,
You carry some molding
around
in your purse or your backpack.
Yes.
And say, I'm going to do a kitchen installation.
Or say you're a member of the Village People, dressed as a construction worker.
I'm a bit confused.
Yeah?
I'm a bit confused.
Yeah.
So if somebody's hiding in your shed and the police can't remove him, but I remove him.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say how.
Yeah.
But I remove him. Do I go to jail?
Yes, that's the weirdest thing because like
Unless you have picture hangers.
you're hanging a picture in your shed. Hang a picture in your shed, problem solved. Then rent it out to the homeless person. Call it a tiny home. What a scam that is. Tiny home. Ugh.
Or as you call it.
That's not for married people.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.